everyone, Ashley here. I'm so glad you're back. Or maybe you aren't. Maybe this is your first time seeing a video and I'm happy to have you here. If it is your first time or if you are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button below. My goal is to make a community of girls and women and guys too if they want to join that can talk to each other and support each other and build each other up and help each other grow in their faith and things along those lines. Also, don't forget, I encourage you to comment and talk to me or even private message me on other social medias and talk to each other and like this video and do things that make this become a community instead of me just talking right at you. So, thank you for being here again, and I'm excited to do this strip down challenge. And basically the strip down challenge is slightly nerve-wracking, as most YouTubers have said so far, and it is basically that I can't edit this and I'm just talking through my thoughts and hopefully not talking out my butt, but we'll see, and sharing with you guys what's on my heart. So today I was thinking about Valentine's Day and I was thinking about how it's tomorrow, and when you guys see this it might be Valentine's Day or a couple days after or who knows when, but this subject is always relevant. So Valentine's Day can be really stressful, full of anger, full of sadness, full of joy, depending on where you are in life, how you feel about mass consumerist holidays, if that's how you see it as, or how you feel about love, or how you feel about being single, or taken, or wherever you're at. Obviously I'm married, but I haven't been for forever, and I've definitely had times of singleness for long periods of time, so I've been through that as well. And I can understand how discouraging it can be. But with talking about Valentine's Day and all that, I wanted to talk about what love is. So, am I in love? Are you guys in love? What does love even mean? How do we define love? That's what I wanted to talk about today. So, in the world, in media and everything, it's like, it kind of seems like in movies, they're like, I'm a random girl. Look, a random guy. Uh-oh, we love each other. Let's make out and have sex or whatever they're doing in the movie. And we fall in love. And then something terrible happens and we're out of love. Oh, but we're back in love. And it's all been in an hour or something like that. And even in the span of what it's representing, it can just be a couple days. And I think a lot of us are waiting for this like crazy fairy tale of this awesome connection with someone where they're perfect and we're perfect and everything's perfect and everything fits together perfectly and oh, unicorns and rainbows and glitter and all that type of stuff. And that's just not exactly how it is necessarily. But I think the news of what love is even better, because love, the important thing to know is love isn't a feeling. When you meet somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, am I in love? Because you feel those feelings bubbling up inside and you feel all those butterflies and you feel like, I don't know how to describe it, but just like magic when you're around that person. Yeah, it can feel magical and it can feel awesome, but you know how people say they fall out of love? Well, that's because they think that that feeling is love, but the feeling's not love. That's just infatuation and attraction, and that's okay. You're allowed to be attracted to people. That's great. God created us that way. But that's not what love is. Love is after that attraction or whatever, when you make a choice. Love is a choice, and it's not that feeling you feel. So many people think they suddenly fall out of love or they suddenly fall into love, and that feeling is great, and that feeling can come along with love, but that feeling can also come and go because basically that feeling is all of these emotions bubbling inside. It's a chemical thing in your brain where these endorphins and all these things are being let off, and every time that person's around you, you're like, ah. But the longer you're around that person, or the more they like touch your arm or give you a hug, the more they're around you, the less you're going to have those feelings sometimes. And that doesn't mean you're falling out of love. That means you're used to being around them. And so love isn't that feeling, but it's even better because it's a choice. Like God, He chose to send His Son to die for us, and God is love. Love is a choice. It's this awesome thing that God gave us so we can choose to love somebody. If we weren't able to choose who to love or how to love somebody, He wouldn't give us directions on what love is and how to love somebody. And He wouldn't give us directions on who to love and who to pick. So I want to read a Bible verse out of... Gotta grab my phone, sorry. Out of 1 Corinthians 13. So I'm going to go to my Bible app because I'm savvy like that. I don't know. And we're going to 1 Corinthians 13. Okay. Nickelodeon. Sorry. Not sponsored. Okay. 1 Corinthians 13, starting with verse 4, says, and I actually said this to my husband when he was not my husband yet, and I was like, are you really in love with me? This is what love means. Sorry, honey. It was a little rough. But it says, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails. If love was that feeling, then why would it say all these things that love is? Love is an action. Love is a choice. You wake up every morning, and whether you feel those butterflies, sometimes I don't feel those butterflies for my husband. Sometimes I wake up and I go, ah. And sometimes he does that too. But we choose to love each other because it's a choice, and it's a beautiful choice. And we choose to be patient, to be kind, to not be envious of each other, to not boast about what we have, to not be proud, to not dishonor others, to not be self-seeking, to keep no record of wrongs, to trust, and how love never fails. Because if you choose to love somebody, it can never fail. It's a choice you make when you wake up in the morning. And that's amazing to me. God chose to love us unconditionally. And that's what the picture of marriage is. And that's, as Christians, that's what we are doing dating, hopefully. Kind of the goal of dating is to find who you're going to marry. And so you're kind of seeking for this person to choose to love every day, and to choose to be selfless with, and to choose to not be envious of, and to choose to show deep compassion to. And so that's what it is. It isn't that feeling that bubbles up. Yes, it doesn't completely go away. Yes, I have that feeling sometimes when I'm around Greg, and it's a beautiful thing. But what's more beautiful is that trust and security I feel because I look at him and I know that he's choosing every day, no matter what he feels, to love me. And so he can't just fall out of love. And there's security and awesomeness in that. Alright, I promise the past video was straight through without editing, but we had to pause for a second. So I'm back to say goodbye to you guys. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So thank you for watching this video. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you had a great one. If you didn't celebrate Valentine's Day, that's okay. I hope you had time to hang out with yourself, do whatever makes you happy, and continue to grow in your faith. And I love you all. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye.